Everyone, welcome back to Ticker Tactics. So today we're going to be going over the CEO of XRP, Brad Garlinghouse. So the SEC has finally, after all this time, finally got rid of the case. Uh, they are no longer going against our XRP. They do think that XRP is a security because they said it wasn't a security. This lawsuit has been going on for about 3 years. I'm a big bull in XRP. I hold a couple hundred tokens in XRP. I love it. I think that this case is only going to upper the price of XRP, currently sitting at about $2.3. So today I just wanted to go over a quick interview with Bloomberg, which Brad Garlinghouse did, and I think it was absolutely great what he did. So let's just go over this quickly. So this was with Bloomberg.
Battle. How much certainty does this provide? Is the entire case over?
So this provides a lot of certainty for Ripple, for frankly me personally, because the SEC had sued me. The SEC has abandoned their appeal, and so they filed suit in December of 2020. We won on the key parts of the case in the summer of 23. Judge Torres made a ruling that XRP in and of itself was not a security. That's almost a verbatim quote. The SEC filed an appeal about 8 months ago, and what they've now agreed is they're going to drop that appeal. We still have a cross appeal pending, and so we go from being defendant really to plaintiff. So we now are in the driver's seat to determine how we want to proceed.
Are you dropping it?
We're going to see. It feels a lot better to be on the offense than the defense. You know, in 4 years, we spent over $150 million defending that case, not just for Ripple, but for the whole industry. I think it was really important that this SEC, the Gensler SEC, was really trying to bully and continue lawfare, filing.
So this here is great because basically he's saying that they've gone from being the persecuted to being the defendant. So here, what I think is great is they now have the choice to either go after the SEC for what Gary Gensler, the old head of SEC who got fired when Trump went into presidency. Brad Gardenhouse wants to maybe persecute the SEC. I honestly don't think this will be good. This will be good for XRP. I think that they should just leave it. They won the case, leave it now, go on to the ETFs, go on to everyone adopting XRP. This is the most important thing. This is what you want to do. You want to adopt XRP. You want the price to go high. Um, I do believe that XRP will get to about $10 by the end of the year, but that's just me. I'm a major bull on XRP. So let's have a little look at what else Scott said.
Lawsuits against crypto companies. That's over now, and I think that's great for the U.S. crypto industry, and frankly, great for crypto at large.
I mean, to that end, if you're looking at a new SEC, why not drop the case at this point? Why not clear the Why not clear the water?
Well, that certainly is an option. I mean, again, it's clear the SEC has said, you know, I think in retrospect, never would have brought this case. The judge did rule in certain instances back in 2015 and 2016, some XRP sales that we sold to accredited investors, to institutions, that those had constituted a security. And so there was a $125 million fine that's sitting in escrow. We wouldn't mind having that back.
So they basically have $125 million in frozen accounts. They have $125 million that would be nice to obviously for them to get back. That's if they want to go towards suing the SEC. Obviously that is a large sum of money. What I would say is the fact that they want to go towards it, they're leaning towards suing, getting the money would be good. What I'm saying is in the wide sense of things, I hear people all the time say, why isn't XRP why isn't XRP pumping? Why isn't it going to the moon? The case is off. We've got Trump, we've got the first president who's bullish on crypto. What is going on? Why isn't it going up? Well, basically it is quite simple. I mean, XRP has been in this lawsuit for 3 years. The price has gone from 50 cents all the way up to 3.50, which I think, is amazing what they've done. And they're under the lawsuit. I think at the moment in the macro sentiment of um the stock market is tariffs. Obviously, tariffs people say do not affect crypto. I don't believe that. I think that the macro sentiment affects everything. We saw Bitcoin drop from $108,000 all the way down to 78. So I believe that it does affect it. I believe this is affecting XRP as well. I believe that once XRP manages to prove to people, prove to the banks. The banks have the Swift. The Swift is what makes the transactions from one bank account to another. It wires. It wires from one bank account to another. XRP only not only does this faster, it does it in about 3 seconds when Swift takes more time than that. I believe that if they do adopt, if XRP manages to get into ETFs, to get into or replace Swift banking, this price could absolutely go parabolic. I believe that I'm not going to be the major bull in saying it's going to go to $1,000, but I will say by the end of the year, $10 is definitely doable. I believe that at the moment, if you get in now at this moment at about $2.5, if it gets to $10 by the end of the year, you 5x your money. You 4x your money by the end of the year. If it The only dip that it has done is got underneath $2. That is my buying point. That's when I got XRP. I got my first XRP when it was about $1.9. That's what I got it as. It doesn't dip lower than that. The only catalyst that will make it dip lower than that is if the Swift stays and no ETFs want XRP, but the UAE have announced they are investing $1.2 trillion in the United States yesterday. They announced that they want to use XRP as a currency. This is major. Using XRP as a currency is major for them. It is absolutely major. It is it's just, if you're not bullish on crypto, there's no way you cannot be bullish on crypto. I have Bitcoin, I have XRP. I call XRP the crypto sleeper and Bitcoin the crypto king. Let's see what else they have to say about the ETFs.
When a lot of outflows are exiting some of the crypto ETFs, you're seeing inflows into XRP. And I think that's because you had this false negative pressure from the SEC, this kind of, an exogenous hand holding things down that's now being released. And that's great for the market. That's great for builders within the XRP ecosystem globally.
One more on the stockpile.
Yeah.
How much XRP would be in it? Where does it come from?
Well, my understanding, what I read about I think there are some questions, and that the devil may be in the details as Treasury implements some of this.
Absolutely in the details.
But my understanding is that the stockpile will be represented by seized other cryptos other than Bitcoin that then will be in that stockpile. So to the extent that various law enforcement agencies have seized cryptos, which would include XRP, that those would go into the stockpile in addition to the Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's my understanding.
We have been talking here about a big moment for you and for your company, of course, a rollback really of the tensions that had been brewing with the SEC. And let's talk about the next phase. One thing I'm really wondering about now that there's more clarity for you is that is an IPO, frankly, in your future now. We've talked so much about
this is massive.
About the potential for the XRP token to be wrapped in an ETF. That is a method of listing.
Right.
So is listing possible now for you for Ripple?
Well, it's certainly something that is possible. The United States SEC under Gensler was so hostile to this industry. I mean, ironically, they approved the S1 from Coinbase and then sued them for doing the things they said they were doing. So this SEC, fortunately, is going to be, I think, very constructive and positive for this industry. So I think that's available. I think the company's at a stage where we can consider that. That being said, it isn't a huge priority. I think most companies are going public. Raising capital is something that is high on their radar. we have been in a very fortunate position to be able to grow the business organically. We're also, frankly, more proactive in looking at acquisitions. This is an industry that finally is going to be able to thrive in the United States, the largest economy in the world. And I think the industry is still underestimating the shift from the headwinds to the tailwinds. That's going to
This is great from him. This is basically saying that crypto is the future. It's the future of banking. It's the future of currency. People don't quite understand crypto. People think crypto is a scam. People think crypto will not be adopted. Most people you on the street, you go up to them and you ask what's crypto, they won't even know what you're talking about. If you say Bitcoin, they'll be like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a digital currency. Oh, okay," and they won't quite understand what it is. But crypto for me is the future. I believe that it will be used as a currency. I believe that in the future there will be some cryptos like Solana, Ada Cardano, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. These are the top five that are in the digital crypto reserve. I believe these five will flourish underneath the new Trump administration. Um, but this is just bullish. You cannot be not bullish. The the lawsuit's over. I mean, we've been patient. People have been holding this coin for like 3 years. I've only been holding this coin for around about 4 months. I'm already 20% up on my money. I'm already 20% up on my money when I got in. This is what I mean. This is free money. If it goes up even more, if it goes to three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, $10, it goes up to $20. You just you I mean, if you get in now at $2 and it goes up to 20 and you get, let's say you spend $200 on a $2 share. That means if it goes up to 20, you get $2,000. That's it. It's just up to you at the end of the day. That's just how it is. But for me, I'm super bullish on XRP. I believe in it. I believe in everything Brad Garlinghouse is doing. I actually love the fact that as soon as they dropped the case, he came out with a wicked video on Twitter, and straight away that afternoon he did this interview with Bloomberg. It's great. If you're not bullish on XRP, then I don't know what you are bullish on. The only ones I do hold is Bitcoin and XRP. They're the only ones I'll talk about on this channel. But end of the day, if you want to create your financial future, this is one of the plays that you should do. Bitcoin and XRP. So that's the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my eToro account underneath Mason Weston, which I'll leave in the description. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon for a future video. Speak to you all soon. Peace.